Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that every dollar that you earn actually stays in your pocket. No banking fees eating away at your balance, no surprise charges because you dare to send money across the border, no government clawing back a portion of your income through taxes, just you, your money, and total control over it. This is not a fantasy. That's actually what's possible right now thanks to Bitcoin and the infrastructure that surrounds it. In today's video, we're going to break down how you can become your own bank using Bitcoin, and you can do it in a way that you can legally eliminate your tax obligations altogether. So if that sounds like something worth exploring, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's begin with the simple truth. Every month, millions of people around the world are quietly handing over their hard-earned money to banks and governments through mechanisms that we've been conditioned to accept. We pay fees just to access our money. We pay interest on credit they extend using our deposits. And then we pay taxes on the income we earn and the gains that we make. But there is a path where you can bypass both of these systems. There's a way to opt out of the banking cartel and operate legally in a way that doesn't require you to surrender a portion of your wealth. And the answer lies in Bitcoin and a few strategic decisions that, when combined, offer a powerful recipe for total financial sovereignty. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's talk about the hidden cost of the current system. Traditional banking is not just expensive, it's parasitic. Most people don't even realize how much they're losing every year to account maintenance fees, overdraft charges, ATM fees, wire transfer costs, foreign exchange spreads, and third-party payment processor fees, all nibbling away at your wealth. It may seem small, but all of these fees eventually add up, and they add up very quickly. And if you're in the United States, you may pay between $15 and $40 per month just to keep a checking account open. If you overdraft, it's another $30 to $70. Use an ATM outside of your network. That's another few bucks. Send the wire, expect $15 to maybe $50 being gone. Now, if you multiply that over 12 months and factor in inflation, you're paying over $1,000 a year minimum just to use your money. But that's only half of the story. The real toll comes during tax season. Depending on where you live and how much you earn, income taxes, capital gains taxes, payroll taxes, sales tax, and property taxes can consume 30 to 50% of your income. So that means every dollar that you earn is already down to 50 cents before you even spend it. And here's the harsh reality. You're not just working for yourself, you're working for the bank and for the government, and they get paid first. Now imagine a world where you pay none of those things. You don't use a bank, so there are no fees, and instead you store your wealth in Bitcoin so you're not dependent on fiat currency. And because of how you live, where you live, and how you structure your finances, you owe nothing in taxes, and you can do so legally. And that probably sounds impossible, right? Well, let's walk through exactly how this works. First, to set up your own bank, you need infrastructure. This means setting up a system where you custody your own Bitcoin, you verify your own transactions, and you move money without relying on any financial institution. That starts with a hardware wallet. A hardware wallet is a small, secure device that stores your private keys offline. It gives you total control over your Bitcoin and eliminates the need for a custodian. There's no risk of frozen accounts, no middlemen. With devices like the Ledger Nano X or the Trezor Model T, which cost around $100 to $200, they're simple to use and incredibly secure. I personally use a Ledger Flex for my hardware wallet. Next, you'll want to run a Bitcoin full node. This is the engine of your bank. A full node verifies all Bitcoin transactions and blocks independently, meaning you don't have to trust anyone else to tell you what's in your wallet. You can build one yourself using a Raspberry Pi for around $300 or buy a pre-configured node like the Umbrella Home or Start9 Embassy. Once it's set up, it quietly runs in the background, validating the entire Bitcoin network and protecting your financial autonomy. And finally, if you plan on spending Bitcoin in real time, you'll want to open Lightning Network channels. The Lightning Network is a second layer protocol that allows for instant low-cost payments. You can open a channel for as little as $50 to $100 worth of Bitcoin, and you'll keep full control over those funds. The fees are a fraction of a penny, and there's no bank in the middle. If you hold Bitcoin currently, you're aware that moving it around can be expensive, which is why no one really uses it for day-to-day transactions, but the Bitcoin Lightning Network was built to address this problem. One option that's highly recommended is the wallet of Satoshi, and this is a separate Lightning wallet. And I know all of this probably seems like a lot because we've never discussed it on this channel, but a quick Google search will answer a lot of questions. And I also have links of everything that I'm mentioning so far down in the description below if you want to check out each website. Now let's talk numbers. A complete setup like a hardware wallet, a full node, a lightning channel will probably cost you around $600 on average. Now, if you compare that to the $1,000 to $3,000 the average person pays each year in banking fees and taxes, within 6 months, your system has already paid for itself. And from there, your savings compound for life. But the real magic begins when you combine this Bitcoin infrastructure with the right lifestyle and legal strategies. There are multiple ways to reduce or eliminate taxes using Bitcoin, depending on your location, your citizenship, and how you structure your income. One of the most well-known ways is a concept of flag theory. Flag theory is a strategy that involves diversifying your life across multiple jurisdictions to legally minimize taxation and regulation, and it's based on planting 5 different flags: your citizenship, your legal residence, your business base, your asset storage, and your lifestyle base. By separating these flags, you can take advantage of favorable laws in each country. For example, if you're a citizen of a country that doesn't tax foreign income and you establish residency in a country that doesn't tax capital gains, you can legally live and transact in Bitcoin without ever owing taxes. There are also countries that have 0% income tax altogether. The United Arab Emirates, Monaco, and the Bahamas are examples. In these places, if you earn income from Bitcoin or trade it for goods and services, there is no tax liability. You're not hiding anything. You're simply choosing a better system. And even if you live in a high tax country, there are legal methods to avoid triggering a taxable event. Now, this is something that most of us will be able to do. If you hold your Bitcoin in a cold storage and not convert it back into a fiat currency, that's one approach. As long as you're never realizing gains, there's often no taxable event. You can live off your Bitcoin by using peer-to-peer marketplaces, crypto debit cards, or lightning payments. That way you can spend without ever actually cashing out. Another approach is to set up a legal entity in tax-advantaged jurisdictions. By operating your business or freelancing through an offshore entity, you can reduce your corporate tax burden and pay yourself in Bitcoin. If structured properly, the entity itself may owe little to no taxes, and you as an individual can choose how and when to receive those funds. There's also the strategy of borrowing against your Bitcoin, which is my favorite. This won't require you to leave the US or do anything that's really complicated. Instead of selling crypto and triggering capital gains, you pledge it as collateral and take out a loan in stable coins or fiat currencies like the dollar. This gives you liquidity without creating a taxable event, and the interest you pay may even be tax deductible depending on your jurisdiction. Of course, none of this is about evading taxes or hiding your income. Everything I'm talking about is legal and above board. It's about using the tools that already exist to your advantage. The same way corporations use loopholes, you can use sovereignty. So guys, the bottom line is the more you take ownership of your wealth, the less you earn to intermediaries. And when you self-custody Bitcoin, you eliminate bank fees. When you transact over the Lightning Network, you bypass credit card processors. When you structure your life strategically, you can legally reduce your taxes to 0. And all of this is available right now. You don't have to wait for some new law or government program. The technology exists, the jurisdictions are open, and the knowledge is accessible. It's simply a matter of taking action. But I'm sure you're thinking, if this is all information that's widely available, what's stopping most people? Usually it's fear or inertia. See, the problem is we've been trained from birth to believe that banking and taxes are just a part of life, that there's no way around them, and that anyone who would question the system is either a criminal or a conspiracy theorist. But what if the real conspiracy is the system itself? What if the real scam is convincing billions of people to work, save, and invest into a framework that constantly devalues their money and takes a cut of their labor? The way that I see it, Bitcoin is the exit. It's not perfect. It's still evolving. All of this stuff is new, but it offers something legacy systems never will: trustless, borderless, unstoppable ownership of your wealth. And once you experience that, once you realize you can hold your own money, verify your own transactions, make your own payments, and live your life without begging a bank or a bureaucrat for permission, there is no going back. Now, if you're ready to start your journey, here's what I would suggest. Start small, buy a hardware wallet, set up a node, move a small amount of Bitcoin, and get familiar with how this works. Then look into residency programs in tax-friendly countries. Learn offshore entities, crypto-friendly banking alternatives, and borrowing strategies. Once again, leveraging your Bitcoin as an asset that you can get a loan on is another way that you cannot pay taxes. I have an entire video that actually shows you how to do this legally and how some of your favorite billionaires do the exact same thing. So if you want to actually see exactly what wealthy people do, I highly recommend that you watch that video. Now, this is not something that you can master overnight. I'm not going to expect you to watch this video and just become an instant Bitcoin genius and you know exactly how to make all these transactions and life is easy. This is something that you're going to have to actually learn and educate yourself on. None of this is supposed to be that easy. But what I can tell you is every step that you take will bring you closer to financial freedom. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If this video helped open your eyes, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and share this with someone else who's ready to take control of their future. Also, remember to check out My Success University. There's a link in the description. We're building a community of sovereign individuals who don't want to play by the old rules. And if that sounds like you, then you should definitely join. I believe we're approaching 1,000 members very soon, and we just started this community about maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago, so it is growing extremely fast. Again, the link to join will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.